Greetings, loved ones. Today we're going to talk about how to recognize trauma in children and ask the question, can we teach children to spot it in themselves? Help us get these messages out. Please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit the like button and the notification bell so you don't miss a single message, and share them with others, because you never know, by doing so, you could save a life. Every parent knows the telltale signs of a good old temper tantrum. There's often screaming, tears, maybe some flailing of arms and legs as they lay on the floor of a public place. Believe me, I've been there. But when these angry outbursts are frequent and bring with them violent behavior, or when a child seems sullen, withdrawn, or not interested in any normal kid activities, this can signal something deeper is happening, something like domestic violence. The questions then become, if you notice these signs in someone else's child, do you step in? What do you say? What if you're wrong? The last question is why Brian F. Martin, founder of the nonprofit Childhood Domestic Violence Association, says most people don't get involved, even if the signs are there. He says the penalty for being wrong is great. You just accused parents incorrectly of being domestically violent. This whole idea of how to spot trauma in children is why there's no progress being made. Trauma is frequently misdiagnosed. Martin founded his New York-based nonprofit in 2007 to bring awareness to the problem of childhood domestic violence, which is a little-known term to the public but used by prominent researchers to describe growing up with violence between parents or a parent and significant other. Identifying childhood domestic violence, says Martin, is not the problem. 100% of children exposed to domestic violence, he says, are affected by it. It's not like some kids growing up with domestic violence have these characteristics and traits. They're all impacted. Find a domestic violence situation with kids in the home, says Martin, and you found children suffering from trauma. The National School Safety Center found 2.7 million U.S. children are bullied a year. Conversely, 15 million children are exposed to domestic violence annually. We can educate on bullying, but not this. Educators think bullying is a bigger issue than this because they don't know what to call it. CDB, says Martin. According to Martin, we're asking the wrong thing. The question is not how can we identify the children, it's how can we help them identify themselves. Martin hopes CDB can someday be taught as readily in schools as bullying. Until that happens, it's important to know the signs of CDB. In infants, you'll find decreased responsiveness, fussiness, trouble eating and sleeping. In preschoolers, aggression, behavior problems, frequent bedwetting, isolating themselves from peers, feeling unsafe, suffering separation anxiety, bad dreams, self-blame, lower verbal skills. In grade schoolers, the symptoms would be aggression, frequent outbursts, bullying others, frequent bedwetting, poor quality peer relations, emotionally withdrawn, fear, emotional responses not matching the situation, and lower verbal skills and reading levels. In adolescence, you're going to see dating violence, bullying, use of drugs or alcohol, early sexual activity, emotionally withdrawn or detached, frequent health complaints, short attention span, lower verbal skills, difficulty trusting others. With 1 in 3 women experiencing domestic violence worldwide and 50 million children witnessing violence each year, the question is not if you'll encounter a victim of violence. The question before God is what will you do when you do encounter them. You could be the person who saves a life. You're called. We are all called to be champions for justice. Those who suffer violence, they need to know that those who love them and those who don't even know them will step out and reach out to them, give them the help and the courage they need to leave before it's too late. Please help us get these messages out. Please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit the like button and the notification bell. Share these messages with others. You never know. Just by doing so, you could save a life. If you're a victim of violence, listen to me. You have been lied to for so long. I'm going to tell you the truth. And the truth is, you are valued. You are loved. You are intelligent. And you are beautiful. God does not want you to suffer violence. He wants you to live free from violence in peace and tranquility. There is a way out, and it's not your fault. Abuse is not love. If you're a victim of violence, please reach out to somebody today. If you find yourself in a dangerous situation, call 911 for help. And if you know of a child suffering violence, tell the authorities. Tomorrow we're going to talk about when children experience trauma and how the after effects of violence and stress in children could be mistaken for ADHD. Until then, God bless you.